Welcome back everyone. Today we will be discussing the Supreme Dunk lows. This will include the black, brown, green, and blue pair. Specifically, we will be discussing some release info, how to cop, and of course, some resale predictions at the end of the video. The Supreme Dunk lows release on March 4th. Retail will be $110. Regarding resale, we will cover that towards the end of the video as always, but now with the release info out of the way, let's jump into how to cop these. Today we'll be discussing the most efficient way to manually cop on Supreme, and trust me, it is very possible, especially if they do make last minute bot protection changes. For those of you asking if Nike sneakers is confirmed to be dropping, as of now, Nike is not yet confirmed to be dropping. Do I personally think that they will eventually? I think that there's a pretty solid chance of it based off of the last Supreme Dunk release and how they were on a much later date. I'll know for sure if it's confirmed soon. As of now though, it is not confirmed. So our only option will be the Supreme site and in-store as of now. First of all, how do you cop in-store Supreme? This is very simple, very self-explanatory, and everything is about your reflexes and internet connection. For the London location and 11 a.m. Eastern Time for LA, San Fran, and both New York locations, you will have your chance to reserve a spot at Supreme. As long as you have good internet connection, the site doesn't die on you, and you have Chrome autofill at the very least, you should be able to register. Go on the page, refresh with Command R on Mac and Control R on Windows just seconds before 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and continue to refresh until you see the page change to where you can select your store and fill in all of your info, which Chrome autofill should be taking care of. Make sure that you do use your real, authentic name, and the same goes for your own personal credit card. Do not use your wife's name. Do not use your mom's name. This is essential. Once you sign up, this still does not mean you are good to go. Later that day or sometime the day after, you will receive a text from Supreme, and you'll receive another text from them, assuming you did confirm by replying yes. Please make sure you reply with yes, by the way. They will either tell you that you were not selected, or they will give you a time slot for your place in line. The selection is completely random, so getting your entry in requires speed, but actually getting chosen for a specific time slot, that is the randomized portion. When it comes to the majority of Supreme drops, it's not always worth going to the store for your desired item if you have a super distant place in line. However, when it comes to box logo drops, or even Nike or Jordan sneakers, there is normally sufficient stock for even really late time range. Box logos specifically even go on for a second day normally. I don't know exactly how much Supreme is receiving of these dunks, but I'd personally take the risk if you were somewhat near to Supreme, at least within an hour driving range or less, and of course you did have that time to spare during the day. Does this mean you should drive across the country for these though? Absolutely not. This is not an Off-White Jordan 1 or a Travis Jordan 1. Please be reasonable, guys. When you do get to the store, depending on the location, you'll normally have to wait in multiple lines and go through each one in chunks. They will guide you throughout this, don't worry. You must make sure you have your ID and credit card that you did sign up with. You'll see security at the first line, and they'll instruct you with where to go and what to do after they verify your info. If you want stuff other than just the shoes that you can't exactly memorize, please make sure to make a list on paper and pen. Some managers do not allow phones inside, and it is not worth the risk. But now, with in-store out of the way, let's discuss the real fun, and that is the online drop. Same times, 11 a.m. local in UK and 11 a.m. Eastern Time in US. So now I'm going to walk you through step by step how to cop off of Supreme manually, most efficiently, with all the tips that I do have for you guys. First of all, if you have an auto cart and filler extension, be sure to take advantage of that. Of course, they normally do extremely well on super hype drops like this, such as the one we offer for free for all members in Endurance Passive. Speaking of Endurance, just one last reminder that the limited Endurance restock will be Tuesday, March 2nd at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 p.m. CET. Follow the Endurance Twitter for further details on that or any future restock. Now, if you don't have one of those, you're going to have to be waiting in the shoe category. So right before 11 a.m., I don't want you guys refreshing like we did for the in-store, but rather instead, more efficient than just refreshing is actually by clicking the link of the section. It serves the same purpose, but with a much smoother interaction. It's luckily still up from the Air Force One restock, so that of course would obviously be the shoe section, and just for anyone who might be confused, I'll leave the link for this in the description for the shoe section, so be sure to check that out if you can't find it on your own. Anyway, you'll want to continue this way by clicking on this constantly until they actually do go live. They don't always go live at exactly 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes it's a few seconds after, so do not stop. Stay focused and keep on refreshing. Then all of a sudden you will see all four pairs pop up. Trust me, don't think, Do not try to get your favorite color, just let your reflexes take over and click on whatever one you can as fast as possible. Don't think about it, just cop. So at this point, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just select whatever size you want as fast as possible, then be ready for the cart in the top left. Click the checkout now, or you can even bookmark the page if you prefer that. I personally don't think that helps. Then here is where things can be a little bit interesting. I want you guys to actually practice the checkout now, but with a fake credit card number. Keep in mind, guys, this must be a fake credit card number. Do not use your actual one, otherwise you're going to end up with a brick. Get all of your info and select the box at this point after you've carded your brick of choice or whatever that's on the website right now. Then check the box that says save address for future orders, then process payment with the fake card in there. Do not add your real card, of course, because otherwise you are going to end up with a brick. It will decline, but it will save your info still, and this is absolutely crucial. This is important because Chrome autofill often misses the address line 1 when autofilling. This will save you on the other hand. Make sure to remove the brick from your cart when you're done, of course. Now, when it's the actual drop, your info should fill in automatically by itself as it is saved by Supreme, but for your credit card, Chrome autofill will cover that for you. Aside from your CVV, you will normally have to manually enter that. Then don't forget to check the box to agree, and finally you'll have to solve the CAPTCHA or get a one-click. So now let's talk a little bit about CAPTCHAs really quickly. How can you exactly get a one-click for the CAPTCHAs? Since every second does count, of course, if you do get a fading CAPTCHA, well, it's very unlikely that you're going to be copied, unfortunately. At least it makes a significant difference. To get a one-click, make sure you are logged in on your browser with a very active Gmail account. I'd suggest even watching and liking some YouTube videos to increase some activity. So maybe before the drop, pull up this video, for example, to not only give you some reminders, but also to help get you that one-click CAPTCHA, which is nearly essential. So after you've checked the CAPTCHA box and the agreement box, click process order and wait. Normally, it does take a little while. Don't be spooked by that. If you got it, you'll see a charge. The email is often delayed. It's normally on the same day, but sometimes it could take a little bit longer than that. You won't always see the confirmation screen, even if you do end up copying. Sometimes it will throw up an error page, so don't always lose hope, because sometimes you may have actually copied and you would have just seen an error page. That's completely normal. It happens every once in a while. However, if you do get taken to the out of stock page rather than an error page, that usually does mean you failed, unfortunately, but it's still not over yet. At this point, just wait for restocks, but restocks will be extremely difficult to get manually, so you'll want to wait on the out of stock checkout page. Do not remove the item from your cart. You're going to want to camp here. Then when you see your group's monitor ping, you'll want to click checkout now and try to check out as fast as possible. That's essentially all there is to it. So anyway, best of luck. I'm sure a lot of you will end up copying. Good luck, of course. But now, regarding resale predictions, with the how to cop out of the way, retail should only be around $110. This leaves more than plenty of room for these to be very profitable with an incredible margin. The demand on these is absolutely insane, arguably even more than the last pairs. I do believe that these have the potential to do better than those last pairs, at least how they did initially. Do I think that these will hold over 1,000? Absolutely not. I would expect a significant drop from this price, but regardless, expect them to be very profitable anyway, full throttle without a doubt. All colorways should be around the same, with perhaps the green pair lagging slightly behind. If I had to choose, the black and also brown pair would probably perform the best, but not by a huge amount. Hence, I say don't choose when you try to cop these. Just let your reflexes take over. Don't think, just cop. But anyway, that will conclude it. Remember that the limited endurance restock will take place on February 2nd at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 p.m. CET in Europe. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed or you perhaps learned a thing or two. Also, subscribe and enable post notifications if you happen to be new. And of course, follow my Twitter, KeithAdam10, and personals for you for any urgent updates. With that though, enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and good luck on this drop.